Good Lord. I'm in here somewhere. Hi guys, it's Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, trying to figure out this crazy 32 camera video system that I've assembled recently for my videos. Now this unit that we're demonstrating today, I'm going to light it up in a second. This unit is from okay, it's in here somewhere. Just got to look in the work order. Okay, this unit is from a 73 Mustang and is from Greg in Nicholasville, Kentucky. I don't get too many customers from Kentucky, so this is quite an honor for me. And the reason I'm not lighting this unit up yet is because I want to show you guys an option that this customer has requested that I offer for an extra $29.95. It's basically a master I/O box that has all of your 4-channel line outputs, your auxiliary inputs, and your subwoofer output all in one convenient box that's on the end of about a 1-foot cable coming from the unit, so it's a convenient place to hook everything up. Okay, now we'll go ahead and light up this unit so you can see it a little bit better. Aha, there we go. Okay, 73 Mustang. Customer has requested a FM conversion, which greatly increases the output power, and needless to say, he's got this external box that we're going to be testing as well. So let's go ahead and turn this puppy on. And we're just going to run it across the FM dial and make sure we pick up a good 25 or 30 stations in my area. Or actually the AM dial, but we're tuning in FM stations. Sounds like French.
Term that's used by economists or others. Verse 3 tells
okay, there's 15 so far.
things.
Okay, there's about 25 so far.
Strange thing. He said, Lord God, I want meet the girl. I'm not scared of singing.
There's 30. Okay, so about 30 FM stations. That's pretty typical in my area of a conversion. So let's go ahead and switch it to AM. And the way that we do that, if the radio does not have an AM-FM switch, we just turn the unit off and then right back on within about half a second. So here we go. Off, on. Okay, now we're on AM. Should be picking up something around 1400.
Eventually the finger finds the button. Needs to be found.
Okay, there's one. There's another one. And then our strong station is about the middle of the dial.
Beautiful night here at Angels Stadium.
Sounds like a baseball game.
We're into the full windup, and here's the first pitch of the old ball.
Okay, let's go back to FM. Off, on. And incidentally, when the unit is left off more than about 2 seconds, it will retain the function that you were last using when you turn it back on. Okay, now we're gonna test our. Let's go ahead and switch to. You know what? I'm not going to do the individual output level meters and spectrum analysis. I'm going to go ahead and test everything all at once. We're going to go to our quad screen view. And as you can see, lower left or lower right hand is the unit that we're testing. The upper right corner is our speaker outputs. You can see the meters moving. The upper left corner is our line outputs, and the lower left corner is our subwoofer output. And we're going to test them all at the same time to save a little time here. We're going to whip our balance control all the way to the left. Okay, as you can see, our speaker outputs are only on the left, our line outputs are only on the left, but our subwoofer output is at full volume because that only reproduces bass, which is common to all channels commonly. Let's move our balance to the right. Okay, as you can see, our output level meters are only reading on the right side. Line output's only reading on the right. Subwoofer output still at full volume. Let's take it back to center. Okay, and we'll turn our volume down just to make sure that the subwoofer, goes down with the volume as well as the speaker and line outputs. Turn everything back up. Okay, now we're going to activate a cool feature. This radio now also has a front-rear fader, whereas it didn't before. The way we activate the fader is we give our tone control 2 quick turns to the right, and then we're going to hear 4 beeps, and at that time we can use the tone control to adjust the front-rear speaker balance. So let's do that. There's our 4 beeps, and now this tone control is adjusting our front-rear speaker balance all the way front, all the way rear, front, rear. Okay, going to bring it back to center. I'm going to stop adjusting the control. You'll hear 1 beep, letting you know that that function is that setting has been saved, and the tone control can now be returned to the optimum listening position. Boy, was that easy. The radio is completely tested except for the line inputs, except for the aux inputs, and I know you can't see it, but I'm just going to feed a quick tone into the aux input jacks just to make sure the radio switches over and lets that tone come through. There's one side and the other side, and as you may notice, I have a little bit of a loose connection in my test cable. Now, after you use the aux input, the radio will wait 20 seconds to come back, and that's to make sure it's not switching back and forth constantly between songs and during quiet music passages. It holds onto that aux input a little bit longer than it needs to. If you don't like the delay, just turn the unit off, turn it right back on, and it cancels out that delay. In this case, the radio came back by itself. So we've tested that. The last thing, my specialty, the 8-track function. We don't need all this fancy crap for that. So let's just go back to our view of the unit, and we'll pop in some Anne Murray, see how she's doing today. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that I can make this 8-track sound better than it ever did, even when it rolled off the assembly line, because the original tape head preamp was designed to operate with standard car speakers, which didn't sound that great back then anyway. So therefore, they didn't have to make the 8-track sound good or the radio sound all that great. But now that we're dealing with modern speakers, modern electronics, the 8-track needs to sound better, so I have my own preamp in here. Whenever I do a conversion, I replace both the motor and the tape head preamp if it's an 8-track unit. So let's switch tracks a bunch of times, make sure that everything's cool. Okay, there's a blank spot on the tape. Switch. There we go. Now this may be a little bit too much trouble. If it is, just back off the tone control and it sounds more like an 8-track tape. But on an older tape that's lost a lot of its treble from repeated plays, you're going to need that extra treble. Alrighty, so we'll pull our tape out, radio should come right back on. Okay, I must have accidentally activated the aux function, so I'm just going to turn it off, turn it back on, bring our radio back. Okay, let it sit a couple of seconds. Okay, might be a little glitch with the... Oh, there's a piece of tape on the 8-track, so that probably resulted in something getting lodged in there and not letting it operate. So let's try this again. Okay, there's our radio.
Steps back.
Okay, just need to switch it back from AM or back to FM. And there we go. Okay, and there's our radio. So that was just a little problem with my 8-track tape. I had a little piece of tape attached to it that was interfering with the tape radio switch. So that takes care of that. All functions have been fully tested. She's ready to go back to the customer. I'm ready to get to the bowling alley, hopefully, if everything goes right. This is Barry with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair. Needless to say, if you have a classic car AM radio you would like to convert to FM, I'm your guy. Needless to say, if you have an 8-track player either for home or for car use, I'm your guy on that too. My number is 928-533-9666. My website is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.